detective. Thrill me.
Thanks for joining us again. We're going to mix it up with a little something different tonight. We've been ragging on this bloke for a while, Jared. Taking pot shots at the Rock's
It's a love-hate
film
relationship.
choices. It is a love-hate relationship. I love the man as a bloke, except when he urinates and hands me a fucking water bottle.
And when I'm waiting for him for 8 hours,
Yeah.
we live my fucking thumbs for 8 hours.
Yeah, exactly. And then he says, hold this.
Yeah.
I'm slightly upset.
Yeah.
But I think as a guy, he knows how to, he markets himself well. He seems like a reasonable cat.
Well, I think it's fair to say that we both want him to have a real gem somewhere on the resume, but
Correct.
we like to giggle when it comes out at the opposite end.
Exactly.
Maybe.
It's love-hate. So what we're going to do tonight is we're actually going to go through his filmography and go the gold, silver, bronze route. We did this many times a number of years ago. So it'll be interesting to cover off on his filmography. But before we get to that, Jared, we're going to cram a lot of stuff in here at the front end. We're going to work through what we've been watching. We're going to do an up or down. We're going to give a bit of news. We're going to talk a bit of news. So straight off the bat, I watched very little.
Okay.
I watched, Jared, when Netflix puts a shark movie in, I'm in. Like, I immediately gravitate, right? So I jumped onto some shit called Deep Fear. It was shite.
Rubbish.
Yes.
So your biggest mistake is you do that when Tubi puts a shark movie out.
Yeah, but theirs are even cheaper. If
know,
I was on Tubi trolling for shark films, I'd be fucking... I wouldn't be able to work.
Yeah, that's the point, isn't it? Tubi's free. You don't have to pay for it.
No, but I'd be watching fucking shark movies from dusk till dawn.
Yeah.
It was rubbish, this one. It was... Look, it actually, I must say, it actually was a little bit... Probably had a little bit more money than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the CGI sharks actually weren't too bad. But dearie me, the main star... Jeez, she was terrible. Like, terrible. And it was just this whole plot was about, a sunken ship and they had to go down and get drugs off it. And next thing you know, they're getting attacked by a great white shark. Garbage.
Yep.
Now, I watched another film, and the only reason I bring this up, because it's not really normally in our wheelhouse, but I got sort of confused.
That happens very easily.
I thought it was a survival film. It turned out to be a romance.
You're an idiot.
And I was just like, what the fuck?
But you persisted.
I persisted because the wife was watching it as well, and she was not happy. Not happy about it. It was called The Mountain Between Us, and it had... I should have tweeted
What's
straight
the
at the back.
there?
Well, I'd seen the trailer.
You saw Mountain and went, oh, it's a survival
I'd
flick.
seen the trailer, and it was a survival flick for the first half. They had a plane crash.
A romantic survival
They had a
flick.
plane crash, and then they were trying to get down because they hadn't been able to radio in or anything. It had Idris Elba in it and Kate Winslet, and I thought, fuck, this looks all right. I was wrong. Greatly wrong.
Oh, my God.
It was so slow, Jared. Fuck.
There's a plethora of tools you can use now to gauge
know.
whether a movie is... I mean, you can even look at when you open it up on the streaming, it will say romance.
No, it didn't say it was a romance. It actually said it was a drama, Jared.
That's
so
all
I
you
thought,
need to know.
okay, she's a drama. It's got there's a plane crash involved. Now, I'm not going to lie. I did not do the due diligence
Have
required.
you heard of Google, Adam?
I didn't do the due diligence. I just jumped. And I shouldn't have.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, so, I'm going to say...
wasting your time.
I'm going to say...
I don't waste my time on romance films very often.
And it was 2 hours.
Yeah, Jesus
So I
Christ.
really got stiffed. But, yeah, avoid that one.
Yeah, I'm not planning on
If
seeking
you're
it
looking
out.
for a romance, no, that's not
There'll
it
be a
either.
mountain between me and it.
Yeah. That was it. So I had a very slim walk.
Right. Well, I was far I was far more
Far more
in the
prolific.
upper tier gear.
Oh, yeah?
I watched Fortress 2.
Oh, you found it.
I found
Where'd
it.
you find it?
It was on Tubi.
It wasn't Tubi.
It was on Tubi as well. So
What was directed by Jeff Murphy of Under Siege 2 infamy?
Thanks, Jeff.
Is
Just
Jeff?
leave the door open, Jeff. It's a bit stuffy in here.
Was it a bit stuffy out there?
It was fucking stuffy, all right. It wasn't as good as the first one, but there was this bit that had me fucking keeling over with laughter. It was, I don't know why, but there's this section, you know, not going too deep into it, there's this section where they fucking end up tuning into, they're fucking around with some electronics and they get access to some TV. I don't know why, but they flip over to this. There's two blokes sitting on a bed, both in the nick. One of them covered up by a guitar, and one of them's got like, I think it was like a metronome in front of his topper. And one bloke leads over to the other and goes, must be one of those art pictures, and fucking changes to the next channel. And I was just fucking pissing myself. Like, what's this doing here? But other than that, there wasn't a lot to speak on with Fortress 2.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that because I went because one of our listeners, friend of the show, Ray, was pretty impressed with hearing a Fortress and a Fortress 2 shout out last episode. And I just went on to in the movie database just to have a quick look at Fortress 2 because I thought isn't that directed by Jeff Murphy? Found out it was. Went to the trivia. And I don't know if it's legit or not, but says that the catering on the film was all soup. It says that the reason for that is because Christophe Lambert was in some sort of fucking cult that was into clean eating or some shit.
Man, well, I was wishing he was in a cult that was into good filmmaking. I don't think he was.
I don't think Christophe was in many of those cults over the years.
A brief stop or two.
But
Fortress 1 was definitely better than this. But I mean, it was okay. It was a goofy kind of actioner, and it had some decent things about it. Motel Hell.
Oh yes, I've
Hell.
always wanted to check that out. I actually believe that's actually not bad.
Yeah, I actually had. It was another one on Joe Bob's Patreon, so it was one of his. Monster Vision ones in about '98. I think this one was from. So I checked that out. Yeah, it was cool. It's comedic in parts, but I thought it was quite enjoyable. It was one I'd had on the list for a while, so it was kind of like, yeah, I just managed to work through a couple of them, so it was good to finally see that one. I watched one called Killer Legends, which I think you might have seen.
Is that a doco?
It's a doco.
Yes. Yeah, I have seen
Made
it.
by the guy that made Cropsy.
It's got things like the razor blades and the candy and
Town That Dreaded
Sundown and
so that was okay. I thought the part on the Town That Dreaded Sundown was the best, but it sort of meandered a little bit, and I didn't like it as much. But from that, I actually jumped onto the Town That Dreaded Sundown. So I haven't
the
actually
original
finished the first.
or
the
remake?
original, but I've got both of them there they're the next two on my list.
Right.
So I've started the original. I think I'm about half an hour into the original.
What's the original like? Just I believe it's pretty cheap.
It is, but it's still pretty good. It's still pretty effective. The look of the killer is still quite solid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's essentially just like Jason in part 2, but different kind of, not the overalls. I reckon it actually looks a bit better. But yeah, so far I haven't seen a lot of that stuff. I haven't seen a lot of the stalk or the kills or whatever. There's been one scene so far. So I'm interested to see where it goes. I have seen it before, but a while ago, so I can barely remember it. It's essentially like I'm going in fresh. But it's interesting to go from the doco portion to learn a bit more about the real case, because I actually thought it was one of these ones where it just used it as a bit of a
just a jumping
off point, which it is. But there seems to be more of the real stuff in there than I initially thought.
Yeah,
like more sort of inspiration around the scenes and the look of the killer. Like I thought the bag on the head was just basically all made up, but that was based in fact. So,
because my recollections are the remake was excellent.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the remake.
I really thought
and I think
remake.
it's going to be good to go through, because it's like the first one I'm coming back to with knowledge that, hey, a bit more of this actually took place than I thought. Still knowing it's not fact. But then I believe the remake goes on kind of adds another layer to that. So it's kind of good to start with the doco and then be able to go through those two with a bit more of that background knowledge. And as I said, I'm pretty much going fresh into the first one. It's been so long since I've seen it, I can barely remember anything about it. So that was cool. I watched the first Mad Max again.
Oh.
Honestly, Adam, I don't know. I mean, we've said it before, but how George Miller did not kill somebody, because I was reminded that of him saying things like, "We didn't even have permits. We didn't close the roads." I'm like, you're driving a car through a fucking caravan, and you're telling me that road wasn't closed off?
Yeah. No,
but did the caravan accidentally pull into the middle of the scene and you just
fucking hell, just go through it. Yeah, go straight through it. Like, fuck. Take it easy.
Oh, God.
Like, again, as I said to you, I reckon he snowed a lot of people. Yeah, I'm a doctor, mate.
Yeah.
He's perfectly fine.
You'll be all right.
I mean, the cameraman, when the guy they show the shot of the speedometer.
Yeah.
That guy is in a pair of shorts, a T-shirt, and a fucking pair of thongs on the back of a motorbike going fucking 100 k's an hour.
Yeah. I mean, George, you're supposed to say, listen, mate, you might want at least some leathers at a minimum.
George, there's such a thing. It's called risk assessment. Yeah. You're
if
not
possible,
a big fan of it.
Can we put you in a fucking airbag just in case? Can we just poke the camera out of an airbag? It's like,
the first one's an interesting one because it's kind of a little bit more grounded. Than the others.
It's like we're so far removed now from anything resembling kind of normalcy. So to go back to the first one and see, oh yeah, it's set a little bit in the future, but yeah, there's still people fucking sitting down at a cafe having a meal.
Yeah. And the family dynamic.
Past everyone goes, fuck. Steve Bisley races out and gets involved. Like,
but there's also the stuff about his family.
Yep.
There's a whole thing about Bisley getting burned. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
And
I like, him and the family, essentially, it's like they go down the coast, basically.
Yeah.
For him to get away.
And we Cannellini, mate. He wants his fucking
handbag.
I am packing up my shit and getting out of town.
Cannellini can fucking have it. Take it. I love the boss too, strutting around in a tie with no shirt on. Yeah, but it's pretty awesome. I mean, I feel like 2 is probably the one that I think is the best. And obviously Fury Road's pretty fucking fantastic. So the original's probably third on the list now, but it's still pretty good, awesome. Yeah. And I didn't get through the other ones, but I watched the original and then I went to see Furiosa.
Okay, so you saw Furiosa.
I did.
And how was it?
It was all right.
I think people are disappointed because it's not at the level of Fury Road.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty fucking hard to attain that again.
I know.
I mean, people value their existence, Adam, so it's pretty fucking hard to get them to
people have been walking off the job ever since fucking Fury Road finished.
Exactly.
Holy shit, that's
I think half of them are still in therapy from the last time they filmed with George Miller, so... No, it was cool. I liked it. Did add a little bit to things. Funnily enough, it had a couple of tie-ins to the game.
Oh, awesome. Because the game was all right.
Yeah, like Gastown's in it. I think Chum Bucket's in it too.
Chum Bucket?
I believe that there's a guy that sort of pops up, and I believe in the credits they called him Chum Bucket. So there's a couple of nods to the game, which, I thought the game was pretty good. It had its shortcomings, but it did add a couple of things story-wise, so it's kind of...
I hear it's more of a Hemsworth... It's more Hemsworth movie. Is that correct?
Yeah, to an extent. And he's not bad.
I
didn't mind him. It just sort of... It's not as fucking clean. Like the other ones, Max, didn't talk much, but the mission was fucking clear. Furiosa's... Where she was headed was what she was trying to attain was clear. This one meanders a little bit more, but there's still some pretty fantastic action stuff in there. There's still some very cool character design and
is the Doof Warrior back?
Doof Warrior shows up.
He turns up
very briefly.
Well, last time we saw him, I think in Fury Road, getting blown up. I think, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. This is a prequel.
This is a prequel.
This is a fresh-faced Doof Warrior.
I believe we also see Rictus Erectus returns as well.
Rictus is back. There's a couple of funny bits with Rictus 'cause he's carrying on like a fucking idiot. Yeah, overall, I didn't mind it. It's not up with Fury Road. It's a fair drop off, but in saying that doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It was enjoyable. Okay. I believe the box office returns have been fucking struggling again.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're not going to be able to go to the cinemas in a couple of years. They'll be fucking closed because no bastard's going to watch any movies.
Well, I mean, is it just a sign of? And the thing is, they're not bad films.
No,
I think that's where the issue's starting to lie. Something like The Fall Guy just couldn't make any money. It's a really good film, and Furiosa, by the sound of it, is pretty well regarded. So it's not actually about the quality of the pictures. It's more about that people just aren't.
I'm just not
interested.
I think the only thing that's really been what you could call a hit this year is Kong and Godzilla.
Oh, June.
June, yeah, June went all right.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of like Kong and Godzilla is still making money a month or so in.
Yeah. Whereas everything else kind of dies off after like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's kind of died off. And yeah, it's disappointing.
Well, it doesn't even get the 2 weeks. Like The Fall Guy fell short of projections. Furiosa fell short. So yeah, a bit frustrating really.
Yeah. Was that everything?
That's it.
All right. Up or down, Jared? Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F. Directed by an Australian, I believe. Mark Malloy. And stars Eddie Murphy. The full trailer was finally put out.
I thought you were going to say Mick Malloy there.
Mick Malloy. If only it was fucking Mick Malloy. Might be humorous.
Might get a love it.
I'm sort of like on the side. The only reason I say that, I don't think the trailer looks that good. Unfortunately, I think it looks kind of naff. You know, there's not much there. But I don't know. I have a nostalgia for the Axel Foley character, and I'm hoping to Christ it's just a shit trailer.
Yeah.
And all the good stuff's in the movie, and it's actually funny.
Yep.
But yeah, good to see Bacon. The cast looks all right. And I hope that they manage to recapture the chemistry between Eddie and John Aston and Judge Reinhold. I think that would be great. If there's anything to take out of it, and if that perhaps popped out of it, I think I'd be pretty happy. But no, I'm not exactly jumping for joy over this stuff. It's not Top Gun Maverick, I don't think, somehow. Which is, you know, as far as legacy sequels go.
Yep. I'm very down.
It's just not.
I mean, not. You know, I've got the same sort of feeling towards Eddie and Beverly Hills Cop, the original, but that trailer stinks to high heavens, Adam. And look, I'm 0 for 1 because I said I was concerned about the Fall Guy trailer too.
Yes.
It turned out very well. I was very wrong on that one, but I did not smirk.
But
not even a crease on anywhere around the lips at him from that trailer, and it's
supposed to be a comedy. It's supposed to have comedic elements, and that didn't shine through. I don't think.
No, it was Eddie saying things and me going, shit. Is this what we're in for?
And what the Fall Guy didn't have was it didn't have like 3 films worth of kind of like, you know, bit of baggage, which is what this has. Yep. You know, this has got baggage, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like they cleared the baggage.
No,
in my opinion.
I hope I'm wrong again because I would love to sit down and really enjoy the heck out of this one. But I think it's going to be something along the lines of Coming to America 2.
Was that really bad, or was it just?
It wasn't really bad, but it was just. Again, it felt like we're coming back to it because someone's thrown a bag of cash, not because we've got a great idea. And I feel like, look, we've been waiting for another Beverly Hills Cop for years. But I just don't get the sense off the trailer that we're really, you know, we're bringing back the top tier stuff.
And I get the feeling that Eddie kind of decided, well, you know, the time is you know running out for me to actually make one more, so I'll take whatever they're putting up.
Because I'm sure Netflix paid good dollar to him.
Yeah,
but that concerns me also that it's Netflix because they have not really done well by us recently.
No, they have not, Jared. They have not. And, you know, just as a side note, there's a trailer for another shark movie coming to Netflix. It looks like there's sharks
Is
in the
this why-
fucking Paris bloody... Is it the Seine?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the sand, yeah.
The Seine. So
Is this
fucking
why-
sharks are getting into everything.
Is this why we're now $26 a month? Because they had to pay for Beverly Hills Cop 4?
Probably.
Probably. That $3, that's extra $3 a month is going straight into Eddie's pocket, isn't it?
Fucking hell. $26 a month. I mean, Christ. You've hit that threshold where I actually check.
It's coming to prices, right? Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually checking.
Now it says $26 or $25.99 on my bill. I look Netflix. Over $25. I need to reconsider this.
Well, I may drop it down to perhaps 2 screens. Maybe cost me, give myself a little less money.
Give me the ad tier.
Well, fuck, I'll take it.
People will be yelling at me going, I can't watch Netflix. We've only got one screen now and it's got ads on it. So I am taking priority.
Yeah, I'm taking
you can have it
priority,
after I'm done. But it's caused me to make the call. I think Stan's gone.
Stan.
I think I've got to brush it.
Okay.
Because there hasn't been anything on there recently that I really need to watch. So I'm just going to give it a quick scour, turn it off for a couple of months.
Dude, it hasn't reached the $25 tier, so I don't even know what's going on with it.
Exactly. It hasn't reached the $25 tier, but something else did, which caused the flow-on effect of me investigating.
A
and
red
saying,
flag has not popped up to tell me Stan's fucking me over. So
You know
until
what?
that
I've said
happens-
this before, but I watch Tubi more than all of them.
Yeah, well, of course you do, because Tubi wallows in the muck, Jared. And we are muck rakers.
Especially in the American catalogue.
Yeah, we are muck rakers.
Yeah.
And so it's all right for us to be down there.
Yep.
We're happy to be down there.
But they rotate too. They have something for a couple of weeks and then you're like, fuck, I better watch it. And then something else comes up and you're like, oh, shit, I didn't realise I had that. And it just keeps on going.
Yeah. Oh, but, Tubi's model is working a treat.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the smartest model of the lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've had ads from the get-go.
Yeah.
And they've got a lot of shit.
And as I've said, they've pre-prepared me for Amazon's underhanded play of you can have ads or you can give us $3 a month. Well, Tubi's prepared me very well. So have at it, motherfuckers.
Bring it on. If they fucking lay 10 straight ads on me, though, I'll be fucking blowing up.
Yeah, I say that.
I tell you what. Like, if I have to sit through fucking 10 ads in between, I may as well go back to watching free-to-air.
I mean, I've thrown down the gauntlet, but by ad 3, I'm on my
like,
iPad
this
with
is
credit card out.
shit.
There you go. Take it.
Take my $3
a month.
Okay, yeah, look, I understand you're not happy with Beverly Hills Cop.
No,
Absolutely.
look, I hope it's good, but that trailer was pretty average.
Mm.
Well, it was very average.
Yeah.
Even like quality actors. One of the guys that the guy used to just appear on screen and I'd laugh, basically. It just, none of it was there.
Yeah. I would agree with that. It comes out in July, I think, doesn't it? Well, at least we're not going to the cinema for it, Jared.
I'll tell you what it looked like. It looked more like a trailer to Metro, Adam.
Oh.
Bring back the cornrows for Eddie.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He had cornrows in that, didn't he? It was the late 90s.
Yes.
Shit. He's in his 40s having a midlife crisis. He thought he had cornrows.
Well, as a man that's going a bit thin on top, Adam, if I could have cornrows now, I'd do it. Just
Jared,
for the sake of it.
So now I know why we got Beverly Hills Cop Axel left, because Eddie is well known for making shit decisions. Good work.
Yeah, yep.
All right, okay, so a little bit of news before we get on. I mean, we had nothing but shit from the Friday the 13th franchise a couple of weeks ago, and I'm still fucking. I believe that entire Crystal Lake series is going under. Yeah. That's my opinion. I've got nothing to back that up. Yep. People keep saying it's not dead, but I think it's dead.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Because I think they couldn't find a good way to bring Jason into it without getting into trouble fucking legally.
Mm.
So...
Well, I still don't think that's the reason.
You don't think that's the reason?
No.
You think that shit's all been sorted?
Oh, I feel like that because Horror Inc. and Victor Miller were all on board.
So you're thinking they just didn't have anything decent?
I think they just didn't like what they had. I don't think Jason was the problem. I could be wrong, but I mean,
no, but
from the get go,
if you're saying the fucking rights are all sorted,
well, the rights, as far as I know, the Friday that what New Line owns is the title Friday the 13th.
Because everything just seems fucking murky in this.
Everything's
this
fucking
shit.
murky.
Like, it
could
be
something
the
like
rights
that.
are fucked, but
It could be something like that, but if they were just going to call it Crystal Lake and whatever, I feel like perhaps they'd gone far enough that they had
they just
the
felt
rights
like it
to
just has no
everything. They
legs
just
or something.
didn't like what they had.
Yeah.
But, we can't get a movie, but Adam, we can get fucking Jason Voorhees fluffing around with Bugs Bunny and Batman and the Joker.
Fucking looking for quick wins, fellas. Is that what we're doing? Because fuck me, give me a movie.
Well, that is a strange decision.
Yeah.
My son is 12 years old, and he kind of looked at me and he goes, "This is weird about Jason being in multiverses," which is, if you don't know what multiverses is, it's basically like a Nintendo's kind of Smash Brothers, but done by Warner Brothers with all their characters.
Yeah. Well, why would he be in there?
I don't know. It's not Warner Brothers, but he's in there.
But I believe the first couple of films were put out by Warner Brothers on home video back in the day.
Yeah,
Maybe they've still got a slice
they've got a fucking slice of the rice too. What the fuck is going on here? But yeah, he's in a trailer with fucking Bugs Bunny, and then he shows up with the Joker is sitting on the Iron Throne from Game of Thrones, and Jason's at one side, and fucking Agent Smith from The Matrix is on the other. And this is, you've already got Batman, you got fucking, in the trailer, he's fucking bluing with Scooby-Doo at one point. He's like, this is weird.
Yeah, look, the guys thought they'd get something out there.
Yeah, like you said, quick runs.
Well,
That's a single.
Yeah.
Just paddle it away for a single.
That off the legs.
I think it's what you said they need. We need, we put the Jason universe out there, we better get something done quickly.
Yeah. That's all. I truly believe that. I think that whole thing's taken of trying to kind of like say, no. I know that Crystal Lake's not working out at the moment, but we've got all this. And then you put something out. So you're actually saying, look at what we've done. But I feel like beyond that, maybe we won't see a lot.
Yeah.
And again, I hope I'm wrong. I do. I hope I'm.
Just get me a fucking book. Remember when they punched out those Jason X novels and
give me a comic.
Like that. Just
give me a
anything.
fucking comic.
Yeah. Just
give me
if you want a quick win, just get that out there.
You know what? Halloween is the only one that's fucking still plugging away.
Yeah.
We've had consistent films from
and
Halloween.
we've had Halloween ends, and then we're already fucking turning around looking for what's next.
Yeah. Yeah, the accounts, mate. The accounts know what they're doing. They know that this is a fucking cash cow.
Yep. Well, what do we got? We got Miramax doing a TV show on that one.
Yeah.
Or someone's bought the movie rights and someone's bought the fucking TV rights. We're going to be fucking up there.
We're going to
be saying, take a break, fellas.
Yeah. But Michael, fuck, mate. I've said enough of you.
Meanwhile, Freddie and Jason have had their feet up in the fucking... on the bench for how long now?
15
Both
years.
of them are 15 years plus.
Yeah, 15. Well, fuck, Freddie needs a break after that shit fight they put out. The remake they put out.
But that was 2010, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that's nearly 15 years too.
I know, but...
So he doesn't need a break.
Okay, he's had his break.
He's had his break. Fucking get him back.
All right, in good news, though, Blumhouse has scooped up My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah.
And, is it a remake? Is it a sequel?
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure which way they're going to go, but...
In stark contrast, Adam, they were probably saying, fuck, here, take the rights, have them.
Yeah,
have
that's
them all.
right. I tell you what, fucking Jason Blum should get involved with Friday the 13th and go... And I guarantee you that bloke will fucking untangle that shit and we'll have a film.
We'd hope so.
Fuck, he managed to get John Carpenter back to the board on Halloween. Shit, and that's no easy feat. I can guarantee that.
Being enthusiastic about it.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Fuck, you must have paid him a fair bit.
But it's good to hear that Blumhouse are onto this. Because I think they'll do the right thing. It will not be overpriced.
No.
And it will probably do some good things with... Although, I always have a soft spot for the remake. I actually thought the My Bloody Valentine remake was really good.
Yep. Especially, it was better with the 3D experience, which is a bit harder to do now. No one wants 3D TVs or anything anymore.
Of course, no.
But yeah, it was good fun.
Yeah.
What did you make of Sean Cunningham? Sorry to go back to Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
what did you make of Sean Cunningham's comments on?
Didn't believe it. I feel like, and look, Sean Cunningham did make Friday the 13th, so I'm going to give him credit for that film. but it just feels like he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. You know,
Yeah.
he
It feels like he stumbled into a winner long ago and then just...
As far as how the business operates now, it just feels like he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah. So he said the major obstacle holding it back is the reluctance of a movie studio to risk putting money into a horror project that might not see a huge return on its investment. Well, as one bloke on Twitter fucking said, that's horseshit. Like, horror is one of the few things that's doing all right at the box office, and you're not going to be spending.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to spend more than
budget.
$10 million on a Friday film.
The only thing I can think of is, does that come back to the rights? Are the rights so fucking tangled that everyone's got to be paid before they'll fucking...
before you get a profit out of it.
Yeah.
So no matter what you end up with, it gets sort of homogenised into fuck all.
Because he said studios like New Line aren't necessarily willing to provide a substantial budget
Yeah, but what
for a horror movie, but...
Sean,
I mean, what do
you don't need more than $10 million.
What did Blumhouse do the first Halloween on?
It was,
Halloween.
I think it was 10.
Sorry. It was 10.
They went up each sequel.
Yeah, but they also made.
Well, the first one made fucking $250 million. So they could spend whatever they wanted on the others.
Yeah, and they didn't lose money on any of them.
No, not as far as budget to box office ratios.
Correct.
Even though Halloween Ends was the least successful,
yeah,
it still made $100 million worldwide on a budget of about 20.
Yep.
So even throwing in marketing costs and paying studios and shit, you still came away probably $50 million in the black. So
yep.
I think I just don't know what he's talking about, and I don't think he does. Jesus Christ, sorry. But because you're correct, you're not paying. You're not paying top level actors to be in this stuff. Like,
no.
You're not hiring the hottest actors out there and paying them big salaries to do this. So what you're doing is you're basically paying for, $10 million for a Friday film is high.
You know, the thing with if Blumhouse managed to get it is I could see Jason Blum doing something like getting Kevin Bacon back for a small role, like he tried to do with, I think he tried to get Paul Rudd to come back to play Tommy.
Yeah, he did.
Didn't work out, but, he's going to make those moves and he's going to do it without having to fucking break the bank to do it. Like,
but also, there's one thing that Blum has.
Oh,
he's got fucking cred.
Sense?
He's got sense, yeah. He's got sense.
Come on, sense in that.
But he's got credibility, Jared. So if, let's say, hypothetically, you approach Kevin Bacon would actually look at it.
Yeah, well, Kevin Bacon's done, what, 2 or 3?
Yeah,
Blumhouse?
because Jason Blum's someone I want to work with this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how you do things. Like when you're running a studio where you're spending limited money on films.
Yeah.
And he's done that very successfully for a long time. So I'd love to see them get Friday the 13th. I think they would actually try and do something good with it. And that's why I'm keen on the My Bloody Valentine thing.
Yeah.
I
think it's going to be good.
The guys who hold the rights to My Bloody Valentine will probably fucking stoked.
Yeah. Is it still, what's his name? George
Mahalka and I can't remember the other guy's name, producer.
Yeah, I think they both basically are still on good terms with it.
Yeah.
And just want something done with it. So, fuck, good.
Good, yeah, exactly. Very pumped about that.
They understand that when you make money, there's something to fucking share in.
Correct.
When you make a film that makes money, you get money.
But also,
you don't piss and moan.
There's love for the My Bloody Valentine. Like, there's love for My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah, yeah.
Lots of love.
I don't think it's enough to do big numbers just on the name.
No, of course not. But
it's enough to start a bit of a swell. And
you do realise that the remake made $100 million.
Yeah, I know.
On a 15 million.
But I don't know if a lot of people went to that because they
no,
it was right
in the heat of like horror was big and slashers were back. It was in
the heat of the 3D. It was one of the first big things when in the sort of 3D comeback. If I recall, it was probably really the only one I remember that made a big deal of being like,
yeah, it's
the horror movie and it's doing it like Friday the 13th. We're gonna fucking throw gore at the screen and shit like that. Like.
So there were some reasons behind why it grossed a lot more than it probably should have.
Yeah.
If you're looking at it, but even by those standards, it was still a massive success.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised there wasn't a sequel.
Mm.
I'm actually surprised there wasn't. All right. Let's do this, Jared. We've fucking laid the boot in for long enough. Now we're going to look back. Now, I told you I've cut out every cameo he's been in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm down to the essence of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Mm. Can I just put it out there? I thought we'd done this. I don't know whether it's my memory that's shit or yours, but I
The
thought we'd
only
done this
one
already.
I can think of when we would have done it would have been Walking Tall. Is that when you
it was
were?
around that time.
And that
I
was
believe.
like his fourth movie.
Yeah.
So I can't see us having done that then somehow. Like, I feel like maybe we might have done it for a Fast movie. Did we do a Fast movie?
No,
where
I
he
think
might
we
have
did
been
it around
involved?
because we didn't do Walking Tall all that long ago.
I can't remember.
So I'm pretty sure we've spoken about.
Well, put it this way:
but,
we certainly wouldn't have some of his more recent stuff.
No, we get to talk about a
So
couple of
if we
extras on
have
there.
done this before,
Wasn't around Red Notice time, was it?
Yeah, mate. Christ, I hope not. If we have done this before, we do apologise, but I feel like it deserves another look.
Yeah.
Based on his more recent fare.
Yep.
And how we feel about that. But let's start straight out of the gate, Jared. The Mummy returns. He played the Scorpion King.
Yep.
Where are we here?
I
Nowhere.
don't think it's a medal.
No.
Wasn't bad. But
No. The Mummy Returns was... Yeah, The Mummy Returns was average, if I remember correctly. Especially considering it was a pretty big come down from the original Mummy, which I thought was really good.
and he suffers from the sense that it was his character that happened to be one of the worst fucking CGI things ever put on screen.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty bad. Not his fault, obviously,
Not his
but
fault.
fuck. Look.
But the people's eyebrow in bad CGI is quite amusing.
Yeah, it is. But also, I understand why he went for this, because he was coming out of the wrestling game at that stage. So go for something that's, a successful property that's going to just pop you into it and add a bit of bring some of your fans to it.
Yep.
And I believe The Mummy Returns did pretty well, box office wise. All right, he followed it up in 2002 with The Scorpion King, Jared.
Mm-hmm.
No medal, definitely no medal. I think this was an improvement somewhat.
I don't know about that.
I actually think that Scorpion King was slightly better than The Mummy Returns. That's my opinion, but neither of them were good films. Like,
yeah, I would have them pretty close, to be honest.
That's sort of... that's the heat, in my opinion. It's pretty early on in the career, so you're not really going to expect a lot from him.
No.
We didn't get a lot.
You were just telling me it's pretty good.
No, I said it's better than The Mummy Returns, but that's fucking still mediocre.
Well,
in my opinion. Because I didn't like The Mummy Returns. I don't know why, I just didn't like it.
no, I don't think either of them was that good, but I don't think the Scorpion King was... I don't think I could say it was much of an improvement.
Okay, 03. This is where I think, this is where we first see him as a star.
Yep. Can I just throw out there, Mummy Returns, Letterbox, 3 stars, Scorpion King, 2.2.
Oh, it's a fucking hammer time.
it's dropping.
Okay, 2003, The Rundown. Or as it was better known here, what was it called here? It wasn't called The Rundown.
Welcome to the Jungle.
Welcome to the Jungle. I think you're closer. You're in a final with this one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this. It was entertaining.
You're in a neck-and-neck finish for bronze.
Neck-and-neck finish for bronze.
Yeah. I don't think you get the bronze.
You don't think you get the bronze?
I think maybe you fall short. What do you
I
think?
felt like he's in the top 8, but that's it.
I really enjoyed the Rundown.
It was good fun. I will
good.
say that. It was really good fun.
It's at best, it would be a bronze, and I think it's probably not quite there.
Just quite outside.
Yeah.
Okay, 04, Walking Tall.
Yep.
We went backwards. I feel like The Rock went backwards there because you started, like the Rundown showed a little bit of upward trajectory.
Yeah.
I think it felt Walking Tall
Half a
was
step
kind
back.
of, it was kind of, I don't know, it was okay, but it was a little bit kind of like, the action scenes had no real snap to it.
Yeah.
It was pretty sort of standard stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely not a medal there. 05, Be Cool.
I still don't think it's a medal myself.
No. I think it's a better project, and I appreciate him going for something different.
And he was quite funny in it.
Yes.
Again, haven't watched it in a while, but I do recall getting a few laughs out of him, and it was good to see him do something a little different.
But again, not a medal. Okay, this is where we run into some real shit here, Jared. 05 again, Doom.
Yeah, nah.
Doom was bad, except for that sequence, which was like the game.
Yeah.
Was point of view.
Yep.
That stuff was awesome. I mean, it was only like 2.5 minutes long, but it was fucking awesome. I remember thinking, why didn't they
Just
do
stick with a
more
bit
of this?
More of that. Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And The Rock was playing the bad guy, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so, yes.
It was pretty convoluted
I haven't
stuff.
watched it again. I haven't watched it in a long time.
No.
But it's not good.
God, you're not even... Yeah, didn't even make the semis with that shit.
No.
Southland Tales in 06.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been roundly criticised for being...
That's like you've turned up for the wrong race, I think.
you went to the fucking 100-metre sprint and it was a hammer throw.
Yeah. It was a fucking triple jump, I think. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, it was one of those movies where... Like, and again, this is not his fault. And I'm going to point this in the direction of Richard Kelly.
Yes.
It was one of these blokes who had one movie that everyone thought was fucking awesome, which I actually don't think is that awesome.
I hate Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
I think it's just... Oof.
It's just incomprehensible shit.
Yeah.
To be honest. But then everyone thought...
he got lucky.
All the studios thought, this guy, he's a genius.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, they're giving him money for this absolute shit. This was his follow-up, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
Yep.
Didn't make a fucking lick of sense.
Yeah, but neither did Donnie Darko.
Yeah, I know. But it went...
those cars were already on the table.
I think it went for 2.5 hours too, if I'm not mistaken. It was fucking long.
And it was weird.
Yeah, it was weird, yeah. And he played two boxer Santaros and Jericho Kane in Southland Tales.
Mm.
He has a habit of that as we go down his resume of playing two different names. You know, his character has two different names. I thought was a bit strange.
It's an odd little thing to have on the resume.
Addition. But that's the first one he's got. Oh, no, sorry.
Imagine if it was Van Damme or Stallone. You could, in each movie, you could have two shit names.
Yeah, I know. But, sorry, he starts with a double name back at Mummy Returns and Scorpion King. Whereas Matthias and or the Scorpion King.
And the Scorpion King, yeah.
So we also had him as this one with a double name. So, look, things are not going well. It's fair to say he's not living up to his potential at this point.
No.
If you're a running coach, you're probably getting off him.
And this is what we've said many a time, that, for all the comparisons to someone like Arnie, Arnie's got Terminator, Arnie's got Predator, Arnie's got Terminator 2. He's got legit classics on the resume.
I mean, fuck, Arnie's got True Lies.
Yeah.
Which, although not a legit classic, is better than anything on this resume.
Absolutely.
Like, and again, I don't want to preheat it, but I think he is like Arnie in box office receipts.
Yeah.
And fan love.
Yeah.
People loved Arnie.
But the receipts have dipped.
The receipts have dipped, but he has got, he sells tickets. That has been his sort of, maybe it's been his focus to sell tickets.
It has, no doubt.
Yeah. Okay, so back to it. Gridiron Gang, 06. Trying to get in on the sports.
Yeah, move on.
Sports game. Jesus, he had a full start.
Okay.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, he played football.
Yes.
I can see why he went for this.
Some sense.
Yeah, they were connected. It's not, not like Seagal throwing a football in fucking Marked for Death, where you're like, the guy doesn't even know what it is.
No, that's right. And I think it is an okay movie.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's not brilliant, but
there's a theme here, Adam.
It's all right.
It's all right. Yeah.
07, The Game Plan, where he played Joe Kingman. Caitlin, my daughter, loves this movie. Loves it. So
I don't.
It's not going to medal.
No.
But I did have some fun with it. It kind of reminded me of a Kindergarten Cop.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's not a medal, but I'd say he would have made a final with The Game Plan.
No, he wouldn't.
He would have.
No, he wouldn't.
Oh, fuck. You're a hard man on this guy.
Can I check Letterboxd?
Check Letterboxd.
2.9.
2.9? Jesus Christ.
Mate, I can't account for your bad taste.
Fucking hell.
I'm just...
All right, Jared,
I'm just going with what the people
while
have
we're going
said.
along, each time we call out a movie, I want a Letterboxd check.
Okay.
Okay, so this is where we'll really see where he's at. 2008, Get Smart.
Yep.
Middling. I think he got some laughs out of it.
Yeah, it's not great.
And Steve Carell's... I always like Steve Carell.
Fine people of Letterboxd say 2.9.
2.9.
That's no better than Game Plan.
Game Plan. All right.
What did we miss there? Is there any you would like me to quickly recheck on Letterboxd quickly? Of the ones that we've
Southland
sped
Tales.
past? Southland Tales. What's your
2.2.
I'm going to say yeah, I think that's fair. I'm going to say 2.0. Southland Tales is a 3.
What the
fucking hell? Okay, maybe we should not.
Okay, we'll no longer call you the good people of Letterboxd.
Yeah, yes, the fellow morons on Letterboxd have given that one a 3.
Yeah, that's it. All right, okay, 09. This is where the Rock decided to race to Witch Mountain, which, if I remember correctly, was very sort of pedestrian stuff. I'd say 2.4.
Yeah, 2.3.
2.3.
Directed by the same fella that did the Game Plan, isn't it?
Yeah, Andy Flickman.
Andy
Flickerman.
He's directed 16 films, Andy.
Fucking hell. There's got to be a Zac Efron movie in this somewhere.
Oh, probably.
Is he at 17 again?
Playing with Fire is one of them, and Paul Blart. Paul Blart 2.
Fuck, I watched Playing with Fire recently. Oh, shit.
One of your favourites too, Adam. She's the Man. That really set him off.
She's the Man. Maybe that's where I know him from. Okay. Planet 51, which was a voice role.
Yep.
It's not one. I actually haven't seen this one.
I haven't seen it, but I believe it was fair old Misfire.
It's not an animated film that anyone talks about lovingly.
No.
What's Letterboxd say?
2.3.
2.3. Right.
So really, for the most part, Letterboxd has agreed that none of these are.
Yeah, no.
I mean, we've gone to the crowd.
yeah. We've done a straw poll and most people are saying shit.
Oh, good.
Okay. All right. Tooth Fairy. Oh, shit. This is Derek Thompson / Tooth Fairy. This is where we get another double name. This was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like he should not have been.
I didn't watch it.
He should not have got himself involved in this.
No.
Is that an Andy Flickman one as well?
No, same sort of tier.
Shit.
But this has got like
what are the good people of Letterboxd?
Steve Merchant, Ashley Judd.
I know. People were in need of a paycheck.
It was on its way to being a movie 43.
If only he had a scrotum hanging from his neck.
Would have been funnier. It's a flat 2.
I might have got a laugh or two if his nutsack was on his fucking neck.
Exactly. It's a flat 2.
A flat 2. Okay. 2010, The Other Guys. I would say he was close to a medal here because I actually think The Other Guys is pretty good.
I'm gonna have to leave you with that one because
you never seen The Other Guys?
I didn't watch it.
Okay, The Other Guys is actually quite funny.
Yeah,
and he's got a great role at the start with Samuel L. Jackson as partners who are like fucking awesome coppers, and then they kind of accidentally get killed, and so it's left up to fucking Wahlberg and Will Ferrell to sort of take over.
Yeah,
and it's more of a cameo, like slightly just above a cameo.
3.2 from Letterboxd.
I'd say it's probably like a 4th. Like it's very close, but I don't think it's quite there.
Yep.
3.2. That's not really blowing your skirt up, is it?
No. It's another one of these ones that just sort of came and went too.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember anyone in the last fucking 5 years telling me, oh, remember The Other Guy? I watched it again the other day. It was really good. Like.
No. But if you do watch it, it gets some laughs.
Yeah.
2010, we went with Faster, where he's Jimmy Cullen / driver. Remember we got this mixed up with Felon or something?
Yeah, Snitch.
Snitch. I can't even remember the name.
I vividly remember, Adam, because remember when I said you laughed at your ass off because I was saying I get these two mixed up and I couldn't tell which one was which, and you laughed heartily, and then you said to me, "Oh yeah, Snitch, that was the one with Billy Bob Thornton." I said, "No, that was Faster."
Yeah, clearly I knew it well too.
Yeah, exactly. exactly.
This
I
is
still get it mixed up. In my head, I can't separate it.
this is low tier.
Yeah,
this stuff.
average,
This is real average stuff. I would suggest Letterboxd is aiming in the 2.1, 2.2.
2.7. But yeah, that's not. You're not meddling.
You're not
fucking
meddling.
blown a gasket in the semis.
Yeah.
You didn't make the final.
Well, they found some shit in your blood, but you still weren't really
still
looking
didn't
like you
run.
were getting a medal. So why'd you have shit in your blood? Yeah, okay.
cap
They
of the
sprinkled, they sprinkled some shit on your fucking Parmigiana. My B sample will be clean.
Yeah, you sprinkled. They sprinkled some shit on your Parma, and you ran 20th in the bracket.
Yeah, what?
basically.
The fucking the drug people didn't even test you.
Yeah.
They just thought, oh, this guy's
You got away with it,
Yeah, that's right.
but you got nothing to show for it. So.
All right, okay. 2011, I think we might see our first medal.
Snitch?
No. Imagine if he'd have done that
Oh, no,
back
that's
to
right. We just covered that.
Jared, if he'd have done that back to back, I would be fucking still confused.
Yeah.
I'm confused as it is.
I'm confused now. Yeah. I'm still thinking. I'm still like in my head. I'm thinking of scenes and of Faster, and it's Snitch.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of John Bernthal.
Yeah, I know. I get Billy Bob and John Bernthal mixed up. Fuck me dead.
Weren't they the same movie? I don't know.
Okay, I think we get our first medal here. Fast Five
Definitely.
in 2011. What would you give Fast Five?
I mean, I think it's.
I'm keeping tabs on his gold, silver, and bronze, and I haven't turned the page yet.
No.
Jesus Christ.
I really like Fast Five.
Would
I
you
would go
say?
so far as a silver.
So would
myself.
I think Fast Five is the absolute peak of the Fast series,
Yep.
and it genuinely builds up the pulse a bit and gets gets the blood pumping.
Just fantastic action, like enough of a story to keep you going.
And
the heist elements. Are
It's
pretty-
the heist
pretty
elements are actually really good
Yep.
in that one.
Yep.
So yes, I'm gonna say a silver. So he's on the board.
Good. He's on the board.
He's only been running for 10 years. Sorry, fuck.
He's a
He's been
veteran.
running for 10 years.
He's a veteran by
He's
this
Linford Christie. He is the Linford Christie of filmmaking, but yet he hasn't got the medals to
He's
fucking
Linford
show.
Christie, but he spent his time doing sort of Carl Lewis sort of entertainment efforts.
Yes, acting as a pimp and whatnot. Okay. We go straight back to mediocrity with 2012's Journey 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't watch it, but I don't think I need to.
No.
I'm pretty comfortable saying
What are
it's-
the people on Letterboxd telling us about that?
Journey 2 is sitting at a 2.4.
2.4. I thought it was probably a little bit better than that. It was fun, but I don't think it's great stuff.
See, this was in a period where I would just skip these, but you had someone in the
I had a,
house
yeah,
of the
child
age that
in
was
the
like,
age
yeah,
group.
let's watch this one. So
Yeah. No, I-
you're the expert when it comes to Journey 2 and the Tooth
Correct.
Fairy.
The Tooth Fairy and the fucking the game plan.
Yeah.
Race to Witch Mountain. I didn't have somebody old enough to watch Snitch in 2013.
I have that on Blu-ray.
You don't, do you?
I do. It was one of those ones where it was like I could purchase
Two
it
for
for $15 or it was like in a twofer or something. So yeah, I purchased Snitch unseen and then I saw it and it's never come out of the cupboard again.
Yeah, Snitch is another one of these kind of real middling efforts.
Yeah.
You know, like, and again, I think that's going to be the catch cry of his filmography. It's just the stuff is just middling, like
Yeah.
all of it.
2.7 on Letterboxd.
Jesus, so people actually didn't mind.
Your mate, Rick Roman War.
Oh, is he the director of this one?
Yeah, yep. Yeah, Letterboxd has a tendency to sort of squish things in the middle a little bit. So 2.7 is not 3.5 for Fast and 2.7 for this is a fair margin.
Yeah, okay. G.I. Joe Retaliation, where is Marvin F. Hinton / Roadblock. So, another double name.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe Retaliation,
No.
I don't even remember it.
2.2?
Don't remember it.
No, it's another one.
I know
sort of-
Channing Tatum turned up at the start. And I think Bruce Willis was like the original G.I. Joe. It was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it's rubbish.
If I remember correctly, I can't even remember the movie. Okay. 2013, Jared. I think we may have another medal here. Pain and Gain,
Yes.
where he played Paul Doyle. His best performance, in my opinion.
I think so, yeah.
And I actually think
good.
Pain and Gain is actually a really good movie
Mm.
because I feel like Michael Bay kind of understood that you could only tell this story as like this over-the-top, ridiculous shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, overhyped. His style kind of worked for that.
I understand the issues around taking a real-life crime and presenting it in
Taking the
this
piss
way,
out of it almost.
but in terms of the story that was on the screen, it was kind of the right decision, I think, for a movie like that.
Yes. Because no one would have believed that story. The thing was, half of it was the truth.
Well,
The
I
shit
mean,
they were doing.
the guys they did some really dumb things. They did some pretty horrific things. I think that's
problem.
the issue with
that's
it.
the issue, yeah.
But they did some really dumb things. But I think presenting it in the way like, Mark Wahlberg, who was also very good in the movie, but presenting a real-life crook like that. So we see him on screen and just laugh at his fucking...
He's fucking antics.
absolute, roid-fueled bullshit. And kind of,
Yeah, true.
I think that's where the issue lies. But in terms of if you take the movie for what it is, like I feel like if they had just taken bits and pieces of the story and said this is kind of ridiculous, we're going to try to not necessarily base it around the whole thing, it would have played off better. But it's a very good movie.
Yeah. I've put it down for a bronze.
I would agree.
I think
Underappreciated by Letterboxd. 3 flat.
Underappreciated indeed.
Yeah.
I think it's better than that.
I think it's better than that.
I would
a
say
few of the people that I follow of the same sort of thinking of us have got it in the 4 range.
I would say that apart from The Rock, it's Bay's best movie.
Yeah, it'd be up there.
I think The Rock is his best movie.
Armageddon, 5 on a good day.
That's you fucking talking out of your fucking ass before we did it. Before we did it, then when we covered it, you were like 3. Yeah. Jesus, you came down quick.
It's not a 5 on any day.
Jesus Christ. Clearly, you were drinking prior to that.
But there was a time in my life
Oh,
where we probably.
I saw it 3 times in cinemas. Like, fuck, mate, I thought it was the greatest movie ever made.
Can you imagine us watching that now and pissing and moaning about the length of it? Like,
Jesus Christ, yeah. I need to piss 3 times.
I'd be saying, how dare Michael Bay fucking
assault my eyes for 2.5 fucking hours.
The height of the man. Yeah, no, I think I would probably say there's a fair argument to be made that Pain and Gain's his best work.
Yeah.
So it's restrained from Bay.
I know.
It doesn't look like the cameraman's in the midst of a bloody aneurysm or something. Like it's.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so he's 2013 was a big year for the guy. Let me just say this: he had Snitch, G.I. Joe, Retaliation, Pain and Gain, Fast and Furious 6.
It's a busy year. I wouldn't say it's a big year.
Okay, it's a big year.
It's a reasonable year.
The bloke is fucking punching out mediocre films fucking left and right.
Yep.
Fast 6, not going to get a medal, but it's still not bad.
No, yeah.
Fast 6 is all right.
Fast 6 is pretty cool. I like Fast 6. It's probably just shy.
Yeah.
Again, it's probably it's in the hunt for a bronze.
Yeah, well, though that period, and we'll get to his next one where I feel like we might have a medal on the table here, but that was the peak of the Fast and Furious franchise, I feel.
3.1.
3.1.
On Letterboxd.
So that's a bit of a come down from Fast 5, which is 3.5.
Yep.
Okay. Empire State, his first direct-to-video picture. Never even saw it. I think there was a Hemsworth in it as well.
Yeah, I think I skipped this one too.
It reminded me of Snitch and Fast.
Yeah, I've seen it. I picked it up, Zed. I think I've seen this twice.
I'm pretty sure if I watched it again, I was going to go, fuck, which one's which?
Yeah,
And I couldn't add a third to that mix or I wouldn't have bloody known what's going on.
No, that's right. 2.3 on Letterboxd, so it's just another one that gets lost in that 2.1 to 2.7 bracket. Like.
Jesus, fuck. Dwayne! How many agents have you fired in this period?
Oh,
shit. Man. Okay. Hercules? Nah.
No.
Very underwhelming was Hercules.
Yeah. I mean, I I saw it in the cinema.
I didn't hate it, but I
didn't hate it, but it was just like another one that's I've never gone back to it.
Oh, God, no. Jesus Christ, Jared.
I will soon sometime, but I'm like, I can't remember Hercules.
I've got more sense than that. Like, we covered it for the podcast, Jared, and it's all I feel like, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
Okay, I've seen it twice.
As far as I'm concerned, you fucking... that's close the book on it for me. Like, there's no living reason for me to watch that again.
I don't even remember watching it again.
Well, I think we covered it for the podcast. Fuck, we
can't remember whether we've done this.
Oh,
So.
God, I can't even...
I don't recall watching it twice, but it's that kind of movie. So
yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't recall it.
All right, okay.
2.3 on Letterboxd.
Oh, shit.
I think we better start calling him Dwayne 2.3 Johnson.
It was also directed by Brett Ratner, so the less said about him, the better, I think.
Yep.
Now, Furious 7. I'm actually going out on a limb and saying bronze it. I think Furious 7 is just a hair below Fast 5.
Yeah.
As far as that series goes. And
I think they're the best too.
I think that it nails the send-off of Paul Walker as
correct.
well, which I think was, it was a fantastic tribute. In an otherwise a series that's got limited brains, it's not noted for its, its subtlety and shit.
No.
It does a really great job of sending him off. And I think that was... So. But it's also a pretty exciting, entertaining part of the franchise, one in the franchise. So I think there's another bronze on the table there.
Yeah, agreed. James Wan knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I would definitely agree with that.
Aussie, shit.
Got some sense.
He's got a small amount of sense. Then I saw the Aquaman 2 trailer. I thought, fuck, James.
Look, I love the man. I can forgive him for the odd stumble. So,
that was a stumble.
Yeah, that was a bit of a stumble.
San Andreas.
Yeah.
Oh man, talk about forgettable. Like I don't remember much about that movie at all, and it should have been interesting. It should have been kind of cool.
Yeah.
If they'd have included a romance element, Jared, then it would have been like the movie that I thought was a survival movie. Fuck, we could have a disaster movie.
Yeah, yep. What do you reckon Letterboxd said about this one?
2.5.
2.4.
2.4. So we should say Dwayne 2.1 to 2.7 Johnson. Is that what you're saying? Because fuck, everything is in there.
Yeah, pretty much.
What was Fast 7, sorry?
Fast 7 was 3.2.
3.2.
So fair.
Fair, yep. Okay, now we get into a real fucking vein of rubbish here. Central Intelligence, Robert Robbie Wiedich, or Bob Stone. So he's got two names there. Central Intelligence, nah.
No.
I got a couple of laughs here and there, but that was it.
Again, forgettable.
It was another one of those ones where it was like, its premise was so kind of overstuffed.
Yeah.
It just it took away some of the lighter elements where you could have had him and Kevin Hart just kind of bouncing off each other. They kind of ruined it.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Like it was a decent watch, a couple of laughs, but again, nothing I've ever gone back to and don't feel the need to. So.
Yeah.
2.7 on Letterboxd.
Okay, Moana. We could be in the middle here.
This one would be a medal.
Yeah.
If we're being fair.
Yes. Even though it's a voice role, I feel like it's one of the quite good Disney.
It is. It's a good one. It's outside his wheelhouse, but I would say that's at least a silver for him.
Yeah, I would go down that route.
3.7 on Letterboxd.
Yeah. Well, that's his highest rated.
Highest rating so far.
No, I've got a new nickname for him. Dwayne, nothing above 3. Johnson.
Yeah.
Nothing above 3 on Letterboxd, big fella. Okay. Man. Fate of the Furious. It makes a final because we're still kind of in and about the series still being quite at its peak, but it's starting to drop.
We started to dip a little bit. I couldn't medal it.
Fucking Baywatch.
Have a guess. Have a guess on Letterboxd.
It's not. Is it 3.1?
2.7.
2.7. You're back to your bed. Welcome back to one.
He left the club.
Yeah,
Briefly.
right into
He
the
went
bosom,
upstairs.
right into the bosom.
He went up to
before
the
he was
rooftop bar and then he was fucking 5 minutes later, he was back down.
back- What are you doing up here? He was asked by security. How'd you get in here? You haven't got an wristband on. Now fuck off.
Yeah.
Baywatch. Garbage. I reckon this is below 2.
You know what I'm laughing at. But yeah.
I know. And yet, funniest joke I've seen in years. Guy gets ball bag caught in the slats of a fucking...
Yeah. Of a fucking beach chair.
Listen to us. We're in our 40s. We don't laugh at that shit.
I am laughing. Yeah, they shrunk and then they fucking went back to normal size. But
It reminds me of when he's zipped his dick and he's fucking flying. Something about Mary. That sort of thing. Oh,
yeah.
Jesus Christ. I reckon that's below 2 on Letterboxd.
it's a 2.2.
Oh, 2.
I reckon that's above. I reckon he's actually he's had some people be quite kind to him on Letterboxd.
Yeah,
Probably should have
considering fucking...
because that movie sucks.
Southland Tales had 2.7.
Yeah, that movie sucks. No, Southland Tales was a 3.
Oh, 3?
Jesus
Christ. Okay. Baywatch is awful. It's lowest common.
1.5 for that gag, and that's it.
Oh, yeah. And that's early on in the piece, too. So I thought we were on pretty stable ground after some guy gets his nuts. His beach chair.
Why?
Why
Why are you still laughing at it? What is wrong with us?
I think it's the well-known fucking fear of getting your balls caught in something. Like you cringe yet you laugh. I don't know why.
Yep.
It's like a reflex, Jared. I laugh.
Yeah.
I'm afraid it's going to happen to me.
Better him than me.
Exactly. Okay, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle.
I would almost give that a bronze.
You thinking of bronze? Yeah, look, it was good fun. I will say that. Like it reminded me a little bit of, or from what I've heard, because I haven't actually seen it, but that kind of fun, rollicking sort of stuff like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Sort of came out. So I feel like I'd be happy to give that a bronze.
Yeah. 3.1 on Letterboxd.
Yeah, it's not a bad film.
Yep.
Okay, Rampage from 2018. No. I'm thinking it's 2.5 on Letterboxd, but it was just another one of these. It's almost like they're for kids, Jared.
Yeah, there was definitely an element
There was
to that.
he flip-flopped between sort of R-rated type affair like Baywatch to this kind of thing.
The funny thing about this one was that it was IP that kids wouldn't know.
Yeah, because it was based on a
people
computer
our
game.
age played Rampage, and that's part of the reason I watched it, because I used to love Rampage. It is a 2.4.
2.4.
Yeah, I don't think... I had a bit of time for it. I actually enjoyed it for what it was, but it's another one that you can't... In good conscience, you couldn't give it a medal.
You can't, yeah. Yeah, like, this is the thing about... These movies are so middling, like, unless you add someone getting their nutsack caught in a fucking... in a beach chair, which would elevate it above the 3... You're not getting anywhere with this stuff. Like,
unfortunately, he put that in a movie that only elevated it into that tier and not above it.
Okay, 2018, Skyscraper.
Oof,
This was shit.
Yep.
I was very unhappy about this.
Yeah, me too.
Because I felt like you had the ingredients.
Well, we felt like we were going into, all right, here's a big swing at being the new guy in this genre.
Yep.
And it was, rubbish.
Rubbish.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
2.3.
2.3, deservedly so.
Mm.
You know, and took the talents of Nev Campbell and fucking shit all over them too.
Yeah. Funnily enough,
she was the best part of the film.
Funnily enough, Anna Nicole Smith's Skyscraper's at a 2.4.
I think that's because the skin lovers are more or less discerning. because I sat through that. Don't you worry.
Yeah, I know. I'm seeing
And
bits
it
and
was
pieces of that.
fucking bad.
Yep.
Okay, 2019, Hobbs and Shaw.
No.
I had fun with it, but
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that Idris Elba was bionic, I think that put me off a touch. And it just didn't, it failed to kind of really get over the hump of being just like solidly entertaining.
Yes.
That was what I got out of it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mike Oxlong, funny. Or Mike Oxmall,
Mike Oxmall.
funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I get
You
a laugh.
still
out
laugh
of it.
at that.
And I do like the banter between him and Statham.
Yes.
I think some of that worked.
And there was a few of the set pieces and the action sequences that were pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, not quite there.
No.
2.7 on Letterboxd.
Jeez, that's a bit low. I'd be pushing up to the 3 on that.
Well, when you're thinking like that Fast 7, for example, was a 3.1.
Okay.
That's
that's probably fair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It kind of gets squished into the middle a little bit because of the amount of reviews on some of these things. So.
Jumanji, the next level, Jared.
I actually thought this one was pretty good too, but I think it probably falls just shy.
Just shy of a medal?
Just shy of a medal.
Okay.
It's another fun one. 2.9 on Letterboxd.
2.9, yeah.
2.9, so fun one. But probably just a shade off the first one. Not quite as good and not
quite as polished.
Not medal worthy.
Okay. Jungle Cruise.
Look, I actually liked that. I had a decent cinema experience with that one. It probably falls in exactly the same bracket. Like just
Fun.
short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just short.
2.7 back into the 2.7 range on Letterboxd.
Right.
It's got beats of other familiar stories, but I actually thought it was a bit of fun. It's got some good actors in it.
Yeah.
But again, entertaining bit of work. Haven't watched it again. Just shy of that tier.
Okay. Red Notice.
If I could I would have shut down Netflix if I had the power to on the day that I watched fucking Red Notice.
Yeah. This is his lowest ebb, in my opinion, followed closely by Skyscraper. Like, they were both shit. They were just shocking.
Yeah, terrible.
And Red Notice is even worse because it's so fucking smug and self-indulgent.
Yeah.
It's just such a shit movie. Strangely enough, they're directed by the same bloke.
Yeah.
Well, not strangely enough, no surprise, they're directed by the same guy. Red Notice was just a smug, unfunny mess.
I've just found out that he did actually direct something that you absolutely love, though, just quietly. Just continue.
Dodgeball?
No. Terry Tate, Office Linebacker.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but when it's 2 minutes long, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Red Notice is just shit. Fucking hated it.
I was, like, upset watching it. I was in a state of, like, I was seething.
It was a bad
was
time
watching it.
too, Jared, because there was 6 Underground as well at around that same period. I wanted Ryan Reynolds' head. Like, I was like, this guy cares zero about cinema.
But it was at the point where they were throwing 6 Underground out there, they were throwing this out there, and it felt like, okay, well, they're making a play for, like, cinema, like, blockbuster level work. Then both of those came out, and they were both so bad that it was just like, yeah, as I said, I was fuming with whilst I was watching it.
Yeah, just okay. Definitely. What was it on Letterboxd?
2.4.
2.4. You can get lower than that, people.
No, hell, that's a fucking 1.5.
Yeah, easy. DC League of Super Pets. Voice role.
I had a bit of fun with it, mainly because I'm a DC fan, and it, throws a few Easter eggs out there and a few characters that you kind of know. But again, not a great movie.
Okay,
it's short for sure.
And we hit his last film, Black Adam. Definitely not a medal. I would have.
DC League of Super Pets was a 2.9 just for the...
Okay, so that's a bit better.
Bit better. But look, I wasn't so down on Black Adam when I watched it. I had a few problems with it, but I thought it was...
Was that right?
Sort of a reasonable enough bit of work. I wasn't overly thrilled with it, but I didn't think it was like the worst of the worst.
Mm.
But when you add up all the money and everything, that makes it the real issue. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen worse superhero movies, no question.
For sure.
But it's not a medal.
No, definitely not a medal. So
What are we thinking on Letterboxd on that one? I actually think that one might have a bit of backlash on there.
I reckon it's probably 2.5.
2.3.
Jeez, it really copped a heat.
Red Notice was worse than Black Adam. I'm putting
far,
it out there,
yes,
for sure.
far, far worse. Jeez. Well, I'm just going to say this, Jared. After breaking it all down, the guy's got... He's got 5 medals. He's got 2 silver, 3 bronze. It's kind of a Commonwealth Games career.
yeah,
like,
exactly.
You've been in a couple of relays.
Yep.
You punched out a couple of, medals here and there. I'm going to say this. I actually hope that something like the Smashing Machine, which is his next one, apart from the fact that he's urinating in water bottles and putting them...
I was going to say,
his
what about
fucking
Red
PA.
one? Red one? Is that going to be a smash?
No. But I hope the Smashing Machine is something where he stretches and he nails it.
Yeah.
He nails something, because I'd love to see him have a gem on the resume.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel like you're going to get that when you're cranking out fucking Red Notice films.
He's got so much control of his movies now that he's just... It's the same people directing. It's the same people writing. It's the same machine cranking them out now.
Yeah.
And the Smashing Machine feels like, okay, at least he's a little bit out of that.
Mm.
So the Red one, I mean, the positive for the Red one is the director is the guy that did the Jumanji films.
Okay,
so
good.
at least they were okay.
Yes.
But you got to get out of that. I think this is why I'm hoping that the Smashing Machine will be good. A24, a director with, something on the board that's outside of that fucking wheelhouse that he just stays in.
Yeah.
Almost built his own fucking wheelhouse, and just kind of...
Kind of. Like his films, and I think I've said this to you before, middling sums him up.
Yeah.
Like his filmography just is a middling tier of pictures, and most of them, apart from a couple here and there, don't even go close to getting over middling. They're just kind of there.
Yep.
There's 25 movies on this list that I couldn't tell you what was in them. Do you know what I mean? Like I couldn't tell you, here's a scene I remember from that.
Yep.
Definitely not Faster or fucking...
Baywatch, though. We can tell you. One.
That's the only one I remember. I don't remember.
Yeah, definitely not Faster or Snitch. Like,
But do you know what I mean? I can't tell you anything about them. That's not what you want, is it, as an actor?
No.
You want actual films that people can remember?
Yeah, for sure. That's the goal, isn't it?
So it feels like he's kind of got into this niche and it's become like a cozy little spot for him.
Yeah.
They make money. His fans love it.
Yep.
And apart from rocking up 8 hours late, everyone seems to get on well with him. Except for,
like, I don't recall, and I'm sure there's cases of it, but I just can't recall someone attaining this level of fame as a movie star without necessarily making really good movies. And I know that there's other reasons because the guys was a phenomenal. It was a phenomenon in wrestling. He does things, and a lot of it is for marketing, but he does things that seem to paint him out like the guy actually does give back.
Yeah. And
does, little bits and pieces that make him put the image out there of a really good bloke. But give me a name of someone that was ever this fucking famous. I mean, he's the biggest star in Hollywood, surely.
Oh yeah. And this is the thing, Jared. I kept thinking Arnie, and then I was like, but Arnie had his first movie was a fucking classic.
Yeah, well, Arnie attained a level and kind of stayed
there. And I'm not
there
talking about fucking Hercules Goes Bananas or whatever it was.
Possibly longer than he should
have.
But you could pick Arnie's 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th best pictures. They're probably better than they're probably better than Fast Five, a lot of them.
Yeah. Like
if I said to you something like Conan.
Yeah.
Is it better than Fast 5?
Maybe not, but it's up there.
It's close.
Like but Conan's well regarded.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
But that is also Arnold's second tier of work, surely.
Yeah.
Like,
so you're correct. But Arnie fell into a little bit of that middling stuff, like
yeah,
The
of
Rock,
course.
with things like The Sixth Day and all that sort of stuff.
6 days, all right.
Yeah, but I know,
I mean,
but
yeah,
they're
but you
just
know what I
they're
mean,
middling
yeah.
sort of films, or End of Days and stuff like that.
We better cover that.
End of Days or Sixth Day?
Both of them. But yeah, I just can't remember someone just being this level of famous without necessarily having just a banger somewhere on the resume. Because even Fast 5, it's not a rock movie.
No,
It's an ensemble.
it's a Vin Diesel movie.
He came into something that was pre-established.
Yes.
Vin Diesel.
So he didn't have to work that hard on that one because it had a built-in
helped.
fan base. He
No
helps to
question,
build
he
that fan
helped.
base, no doubt about it. And
I think he's probably made a wise move going back to it.
yeah, because you
Because
also
they both need each other at the moment. Like,
correct, but also people wanted to see Diesel and The Rock throw down. You know, so it was another thing that was kind of like the Expendables thing that you talked about last week.
Yep.
Is that we wanted to see these guys kick each other's asses.
Yeah.
You know? So it worked to go into the Fast and Furious pictures. But outside of that, there's not much else.
no,
It's skinny. It's quite skinny.
it is.
And, you know, I know he doesn't have a huge filmography. He doesn't. Like,
But
looking
there's
at it, there's
enough.
probably about 40 or 50 films. But that's
So-
enough to say, well...
How many films did Arnie have by the time he had Terminator 2?
Maybe what? 20? Yeah, that's right. Well, again, you look at the big action stars of the 80s, right? So Sly, Bruce Willis, Arnie. All of them had a absolute classic on their filmography within the first 5 years.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that everyone gets that. There's a bit of luck involved in all of that type of stuff. It's not like they had those movies tailored to them. But what I mean is that's actually where these people go wrong. It's actually when those same three guys did the same problems that The Rock's got. They started having movies tailored to their persona. And once that happens, you're making shit. You're making middling shit.
Yep.
Because it's got to be, it's got to have this in it because that's what Arnie would do or whatever. And so the ones where those guys established themselves, they weren't in that position to dictate. They were just given a role. This is the role you're going to do. And it worked. So The Rock needs to find that. And I'm hoping the Smashing Machine, perhaps that goes closer to that for him.
Yep, I hope so.
All right. That's The Rock. His filmography. 5 medals. He's not going to end up on the Hall of Fame, in the Hall of Fame with that type of stuff, unfortunately.
No. Bit of work to do.
Yeah, he's got work to do. All right. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Podomatic, and wherever else you get your podcasts. Send us an email at thrillme@iinet.net.au. Like us on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia, Podomatic at thrillme.podomatic.com, and Instagram at thrillmepodcastau. Keep an eye on the Facebook page for the details of our next movie. But until then, take it easy, and we'll catch up with everyone later. Cheers. Find the podcast at Podomatic or on iTunes. Don't forget to rate and review. Like us on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia, or contact us at thrillme, all one word, all lowercase, at iinet.net.au.